this is Mahiba from Florida. Welcome to my channel.
Today, let's visit a floating market in Thailand. Usually, all the travel brochures about Thailand feature a beautiful picture of a floating market. It is presented as one of Thailand's biggest attractions. During my recent trip to Thailand, I wanted to experience this charming market. There are 17 floating markets in and around Bangkok. The biggest and the most popular one is Damneon Saduak Floating Market. It's about an hour and a half drive from Bangkok, and the best way to get there is to join a local tour. Once we got to the market, we saw several small boats floating by. Thai locals, mostly older women wearing a hat, were selling fruits and eatables from their boats. It looked picture perfect, just like they show in the brochures. Our guide got us a long-tail boat that could hold about 6 tourists. The boat had a small motor in the back that was occasionally turned on. But most of the time, our boatmen rowed the boat slowly along the canal. Usually, they say that the floating markets are overcrowded with tourists and boats bump into each other and cause a traffic jam. But today, there were only few visitors and it was very laid back. If you're like me, not a big fan of crowds, this is the perfect time to travel. Everything is back in business after COVID, but it's not as crowded. The small boats were mostly selling fresh fruits, coconut ice cream, and cold beer. Some had a gas stove set up and were cooking a full meal like noodles or stir fry. On both sides of the canal, they had stationery shops set up for selling souvenirs. The only way to reach those shops was by boat. There were several side streets and byways. Bangkok has several miles of these canals. It is called the Venice of the East. In olden days, the vendors actually went on their boats along these waterways, floating from house to house selling fruits and vegetables. Now the locals use the roads instead. To preserve that tradition, the Thai government has set up these floating markets in the 1990s as part of cultural tourism. These souvenir shops had beautiful coconut bowls, magnets, Thai arts and crafts that are cool to bring home to family and friends. The funny thing was, as we floated by their shops, the shopkeepers pulled the boat towards them with a long stick with a hook on the end. Whether we want to or not, we get sucked into their shop and they highlight all the beautiful items they have to offer. And after we look through and maybe buy one or two, they push the boat gently towards the next shop. We were gently gliding like this past the shops for about 40 minutes, and then they took us back to the drop-off zone. There were a few restaurants along the canal. After some spicy fried rice and chicken soup, the highlight of our lunch was the coconut ice cream. It was served in a coconut shell. They started the dish with the tender coconut shavings, topped with generous scoops of delicious coconut ice cream. There was a dollop of blue sticky rice on top and a lot of roasted peanuts. It was salty, sweet, chewy, and cold all at once and made for a yummy treat on a hot afternoon. They were also selling these small coin-sized coconut pancakes and they served it in small boats made out of banana leaf. With coconut ice cream in hand, we strolled along the canal bank visiting the touristy shops. Here's a travel tip. In Thailand, especially in markets like this, haggling is expected. None of the items have a sticker price, and if you ask them how much something cost, they will quote you an inflated price. It is very reasonable to go back and forth a little bit and compromise somewhere in the middle. Converted to US dollars, everything is very inexpensive and reasonable anyway. They had a wide selection of earrings, candles, souvenirs, and t-shirts. The t-shirts were about $3 or $4, and the earrings were just $1 or $2. Soon it was time to meet up with our tour group and head back to the hotel. We booked this tour online through getyourguide.com. We enjoyed every aspect of this half-a-day tour to the train market and the floating market. The price included the transportation in an air-conditioned van, the train tickets, and the boat tickets. They also provided ice-cold water bottles and snacks to sample while we were traveling in the van. Our guide Sarah was very friendly and she gave us a lot of interesting information about Thai culture, language, and landmarks during our drive. This is one of the fun facts she told us. The local Thai name for Bangkok is so long, they recorded it in the Guinness Book of World Records. She pronounced the whole name in a beautiful Thai accent. Since the name is so long, the Thai locals call it Krung Thep, which means City of Angels. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe for more travel tips and information. Bye.